Hello everyone, and welcome to this quick introduction video on the second chance season game at Fanteam. When you're in the Fanteam lobby, you can see this here, the £100,000 second chance season game. And if you have a verified account, this is free to play. As you can see, I already entered my team, but if you haven't entered one team yet and have a verified account, it will say free to play here instead of €12. All additional entries after your free entry will cost €12, as you can see. So, this is a tournament that starts 14th of January at 9 p.m. So it starts from game week 22 and is running until the end of the season in game week 38. So, if you click on this play, you can see here very soon here that you can pick players, 11 players here. And this is because in this tournament there are no bench, which is the biggest difference from your FPL team. You have no bench, you only have something called safety net. This is a rule I explain in another video, so be sure to check that one out, because it has some implication on how to attack this game and how to select players. Also, since the deadline is kickoff on Brighton Crystal Palace, this is a game where you can get the lineups before the deadline. So be sure to check the lineups for Brighton Crystal Palace before you enter your team. Because Brighton is a team with a double game week already in 22, so could be some interesting players there. So just to show you how this works, for example, thinking about Brighton, if I get the confirmation that Tariq Lamptey is starting this game, he's an interesting player for the good double game week. So just push on him and you get him in your team. Moving over, we can... Manchester United also have a double game week, so if Ronaldo is past fit, let's go for him. De Gea gets a lot of saves these days, so let's go for him. Manchester City doesn't have a double game week, but of course you always want players from there. A good thing about the safety net is that we can start with Maris, and if when he is away at AFCON, you get the safety net rule, which you can get a better explanation at in another video, but it basically means that when Maris doesn't play, even if you're in your team, you get one of the players under here as the safety net, the first one that starts, that fit the criteria. So this is how you pick your team, you know. Just like FPL, you pick players you think will get a lot of points. Brighton, maybe we'll go for Trossard as well, a double game week. Spurs with a double game week. Son is out injured, maybe go for Kane. No safety net on Kane, so be aware of that. Regulon, maybe. And of course, Dennis the Menace with a fine double game week. He has to be in the team. So here, you picked 11 players. You can now set the captain, Ronaldo, and, for example, Kane as the vice captain. Now, you just enter this tournament, and as I said, if it's your first entry, you get the free one free team. So this will say free, press here, and then you're in the tournament. And if you go through some details here, this is free to play, remember, but you have a lot to fight for. As you can see here, the winner gets €24,000. That would be nice, wouldn't it? And the top 4,000 places are getting rewards. So, a lot to play for even if you don't get ranked number 1. And when it comes to rules, it's many of the same rules as FPL. It's 3 players from the same team is the maximum. You have a captain and vice captain, as I showed you. A very important rule here also is that you can carry forward an unlimited amount of transfer, which means that you can save up many transfers, especially if you also utilize the safety net rule. Then you can, if you pick players with good safety net, you can save up more transfers. Yeah, and you have 80 million to build your squad. Since you only have 11 players, that should be enough. And it's also one wildcard, so you have one wildcard left to also, if you want to plan for double and blank game weeks, for example, which could be good to save until later in the season. And the scoring system is pretty similar to FPL as well. A few differences here. We have one article explaining this in more detail, but let's go through the most important ones, because you get rewarded for shots on goal, depending on the position. So here, it could be good to see who got the most shots on goal. You can see here shots on target, and then you can see, for example, for Watford, Dennis has 11 shots on target, which would be giving him more points, or 0.4 for every shot. Here you also get rewarded if you win, if your team wins when you're on the pitch, with 0.3. So that's, if your whole 11 gets a win, then it's 3.3 points, but it could make a difference in the end. You also get minus 0.3 if you lose, so difference could be big. A goalkeeper save, that's probably the biggest difference, because instead of 1 point every 3 save, you get 0.5 every save. So when you get 3 saves in this game, you get 1.5, and then in FPL, when you get 5 saves in FPL, you still just get the 1 point. But here you get 2.5 points for 5 saves. So that's an important part, and you can also see who got the most saves when you pick the players. Another important difference also is that if a midfielder or attacker plays the whole match, the whole 90 minutes plus overtime, he gets 3 points in total, because he gets 1 for up to 60, 1 over 60, and 1 for the full match. So players like, I like to use James Ward-Prowse as an example, because he usually plays the full 90 minutes and he takes all set pieces, so he gets some shots on target as well. He takes a lot of shots, so he could be a more attractive player in this game compared to FPL. I think that's it for this introduction video. So be sure to enter your team. In the description you can find all the information you need. And once again, it's free to play, so perfect if you are giving up your FPL season and wants a second chance. Bye bye.